In September, two German hikers in the Ötztal Alps walked toward what they thought was the body of a recently lost mountaineer. Helmut and Erika Simon were German tourists hiking off the marked trail at 3,210 meters in the Italian Alps. On September 19th, they saw a brown shape sticking out of a meltwater puddle in a rocky gully. It looked like a man face down in slush with a leather backpack beside him. The Simons assumed they had found a modern climber who had died in a recent accident, photographed the body, and reported it to the next mountain hut. The recovery the next day used a pneumatic drill and ice axes. Then a forensic expert noticed the axe was wrong. It was bound to its U-handle with leather and birch tar and held a blade of nearly pure copper, a metalworking style abandoned thousands of years before. Radiocarbon dating placed the body's death at around 3,300 BC, more than 5,000 years before the rescuers had touched him. The corpse, now called Otzi after the Ötztal Alps where he was found, was a 45-year-old man, about 5'3", with brown eyes. He had been preserved entirely by chance. Snow and ice sealed the gully within weeks of his death, and the same patch of ice held him untouched, while empires rose and fell around it. The thaw of 1991 finally let him out. Then in 2001, a radiologist looked at the new CT scans and saw what everyone had missed. A flint arrowhead, the size of a small thumb, was lodged in Otzi's left shoulder. The shaft had been pulled out, but the head remained, having sliced a major artery beneath his shoulder blade. He had bled to death in minutes. Closer examination found a deep cut across his right hand, defensive wounds, and skull trauma consistent with a blow to the head. Blood from at least 4 other people was identified on his gear, 1 on his knife, 2 on a single arrowhead in his quiver, and a 4th on the back of his coat. One reconstruction has him killing 2 people with the same arrow, retrieving it both times, then trying to escape uphill with a wounded comrade across his back before someone shot him from below. Otzi's body is now kept inside a refrigerated steel cell in Bolzano at -6 degrees Celsius and 98% humidity, viewable through a small porthole. He carries 61 carbon tattoos, parallel lines and crosses placed exactly over arthritic joints, possibly for pain relief, predating Chinese acupuncture by 2,000 years. His last meal was ibex meat, red deer, and primitive einkorn wheat, eaten less than 2 hours before he died. He had Lyme disease, whipworm, and was lactose intolerant. His DNA matches modern Sardinians more closely than modern Tyrrellians. His killer was never identified. 5,300 years is a long time for a cold case, but somewhere in his last hour, he made an enemy who was a faster shot.